I want to talk about this topic I've been thinking about recently is well, first of all, I'll say that I feel like I have a good basis to give an opinion on this. I speak for all the basically average looking guys and also sub fives or whatever have you. Is essentially we I've been thinking about this is we we like the air quotes idea of having and getting into a relationship, but actually like putting it into practice and actually like you're in a relationship, it doesn't work out for us. I feel like we are not suitable or built for that relationship life. It's almost kind of like I guess the I don't know who quoted it or whatever, but it's like you give a poor man immense wealth. You make a poor man super wealthy. He doesn't know how to act rich. He just only knows how to act poor. And I feel like that same thing, that same rule applies to us when it comes to relationships. We're like so used to, just completely being honest. We're used to being alone, man. We're used to, the freedom of doing everything by ourselves or whatnot. Now it is a not a happy choice by any means. Like no one wants to go at it alone or whatever. It's kind of a miserable path, but I feel like we know no other options because once you do get into a relationship, it completely switches the dynamic. Like your freedoms and whatever, you're a lot more restricted. Like you're not used to, I guess, it's not really like the bachelor life because you're not a bachelor, like you're not getting anything or nothing. You're just a chud, dude. You're a chud, man. But I digress. With that is, um, like in getting into a relationship, you just don't know how to act. And I speak from this. I've had like minimal experience. My longest relationship that I've had with a woman was 1 week. So as you can tell, I'm very experienced on this topic or whatever. Yeah, we really don't know how to like conduct ourselves in a relationship because often I don't know if it's just me, but I really just get bored of the my partner, I guess you could say, after probably about a week of talking to him because I really just I don't know if this is a personal issue with me, but I don't find anyone that like terribly interesting. They all or I don't even know if this is like an opposite sex problem or whatever, how like everyone's brain is like freaking rotted with the internet. And they all like say the same things basically like, oh, I like going hiking, I like shopping, I like eating. Basically telling me they like normal be they like that their hobbies are essentially sustaining yourself as a human being is your hobby. That's what they're telling me. And it's all the same stuff. No one really has anything different to say, or nobody's really terribly too interesting to, I guess, I don't even know, keep me around or whatever. And like the same thing with having like a relationship. I just feel like we as undesirable men, like we're so used to being alone that we don't know how to act and I guess conduct ourselves in a relationship because we're just not used to it. It's completely like no man's land for us. It's a complete unknown. We have no idea how to conduct ourselves whatsoever. Yeah, like, everything changes. Your responsibilities or whatever, you always feel like you have to give them attention or whatever. And some people they go overboard with it. They like love bomb or whatever. And to each just their own. That might work for you, but for me, I don't know. I'm just too used to being alone and not really like connecting with anyone. I know that's like it's terrible to say as like I guess a human or whatever, but I don't really know how to describe it. It's just I'd rather I guess I'm too used to it being alone that I don't want to open myself up to a relationship with someone else because I know at the end of the day that all this stuff is like meaningless. It's never gonna go anywhere. Like most of the times, I don't even like these people that I'm talking to. They don't like really interest me all that much. No one's really. They all say the same things, man. It's all very, I guess, contrived or whatever. I'm not saying I'm like better than them or nothing. We're all just freaking chuds on this planet or whatever, just waiting for the clock to run out, man. But I don't really know. I don't really know. There's not really like a solution with this or whatever. Just I guess try and get more experience, bro, or whatever. Do whatever the best course of action with this is, because I'm sure if I tried it or whatever, I could maintain a relationship longer than 1 week or whatever. But even then, I don't even know if I'd want to because I don't. I f- I I see myself. I'm like, I think to myself, maybe I should like let my walls down, like guarded, like freaking, like the wall in freaking Game of Thrones or whatever. I should collapse that and let my guard down a little bit. But then I'm always reminded whenever I do let my guard down, and I do try and like let these these emotions to flow and everything, I always end up getting hurt, man. It always like ends up blowing back in my face or whatever. Good examples of this are like the 33-year-old or whatever. Now, when I say this, I'm more so, I guess, really trying to say that essentially, you guys probably are well aware of this. I don't need to like tell you over and over again, but it's a cruel world. It's not a friendly world that we live in. And to be honest, people don't, the average person does not have your best interest at heart. People will backstab you, people will shoot you in the back or whatever, anything to elevate their position in the, I guess, like hamster wheel of life or whatever, just to climb one rung on the ladder higher, just to get over you on something. So really, you can't afford to open yourself up like that and take a chance, because most of the times it's just flat out just too risky to risk it and open yourself up to another person like that in a, I guess, a relationship aspect. And to almost say it's safer to go at it alone or whatever. Now, I'm not saying, I guess, completely like swear off and go, I guess, like monk mode or what. That's not what I'm saying. I honestly just, you just got to do, take a note from the opposition's playbook or whatever, and wait for your Prince Charming. Wait for your, your, what's the opposite of Prince Charming? Your, wait for your freaking Cinderella, man, because, you know, I feel like with the, I don't even know, like the rule of odds or whatever, as long as you're, acting somewhat normal and you're still actively, like, I guess, participating in society and trying to go out of your way and go out your house and not completely shut yourself off in your room or whatever, the odds of you eventually finding someone that you click with, it will eventually happen. The odds are very small. I won't lie to you. They are incredibly small, but it will happen. And I just don't think it's worth the time or the energy to, I guess, mess around with these. A good way of putting it is flat out playing with these filler arcs of relationships that you may have, these flings or whatever. Because I guess it really doesn't like grow you as a person. It's more of just like, I don't know, something on the side or whatever. Now, people may not agree with me on that or whatever. But that's really just my point of view on things. We can't conduct ourselves in a relationship because we've never known what it's like to be in a relationship. And, you're going through that in the micro dose that I have, that 1 week of experience is, they're constantly texting you and you feel obligated to text them or whatever. Now, I'm sure, of course, this will change if you do find someone that you do truly like and you truly are, interested in. Of course, this will change. But for me and my experiences, this is just what I've, you know, just this is my truth, man. For, point blank period, man. It's just none of these people are too interesting, and it's just not for me. I don't even know. I guess more people for you guys or whatever. But yeah, to quote the the great guy himself, Savvy Guy, what he basically said is, if you were never a ladies' man, you are never going to be a ladies' man. And I think that quote applies perfectly to this video. Is, if you've never been in a lot of relationships when you were growing up or whatever, and now you're adult, you're a fully grown adult, 22 years old or whatever, what have you, 18 years old even, it's just, you just got to lay down the cards, man. You need to know when to fold them, because you, you don't have that experience from when you were growing up. It's like, it makes no sense. How could you build a foundation, or how could you build a great house of confidence, or what have you, a great house of a relationship, when you've never had a foundation to build upon with that relationship or confidence or whatever you have. It simply just does not add up. The numbers don't coalesce or collide or whatever have you. It just doesn't add up, man. And it is what it is. You just gotta accept your lot in life or whatever. You can keep trying to, I guess, fight against it and trying to get better, but at the end of the day, it's so brutally hard to, I guess, break that programming that you were, I guess, born into or whatever. Like, if you were never the I guess, the Chad growing up in high school, you're never going to be the Chad in adulthood. Because yeah, you do see those success stories of where people rags to riches or whatever, but they still have the same mindset of when they were growing up. They never really grow out of that same mindset. If they do, it takes a very long time and it's a lot of work. It's just not applicable for us as undesirable men. You're painfully average guys such as myself and sub fives and below. It's just wasn't in the cards for us. You got to know when to fold them, and unfortunately, this is just one of those times to said fold them or whatnot. But yeah, I don't wish anything bad on anyone. I wish the best of luck in everyone's endeavors or whatever. I'm just giving my 2 cents on the topic and hope that anyone could, I guess, pick any knowledge out of this, I guess, carcass of a video or whatever. Vultures feeding on whatever stories or knowledge this unk of a 22-year-old can give.